are struggling to pay their bills, and our Republican-led Congress is pushing to take things away from us like our health care that millions of people are counting on in order to give a tax break to people who do not need it. Republicans are breaking promises that they have made along this whole campaign trail about fighting for working families. What working families are they fighting for? Because it surely isn't mine.
Yeah. Right.
Millions of Americans are counting on Medicaid for their health care. They are counting on their SNAP benefits to make sure they can feed their children, to make sure that they can feed their parents. So right here in Pennsylvania, too, specifically about Medicaid, Medicaid covers 35% of births. Where are my pro-life people at? Medicaid covers 39% of our children, 18% of adults ages 19 to 64, 47% of working age adults with disabilities, 17% of Medicare beneficiaries, and 64% of our nursing home residents. 64%.
I've relied on Medicaid for my health care in my life. I've relied on food stamps so that I didn't starve. I have seen these things help the people that I'm out there trying to serve every single day. And the deaths that have been referenced earlier, the people who will die if this budget is passed as proposed, those are deaths that you will not even see in official statistics. Those are deaths that you won't even know died because of the billionaires controlling our government, because of the billionaires making decisions for us and not giving a damn about us. That will never be quantified in our records of history, how many people this truly will kill. And we need to stop tiptoeing around these conversations and pearl clutching and acting like there's not enough money to go around when they sure as hell don't second guess dropping bombs on innocent women and children every chance they get. They will always find money for that. They will always find money to pad their pockets while we're out here fighting for scraps just to survive. I am sick and tired of it. And if you're not pissed off, I do not know what world you are living in. When it's hot out here, it's because of the billionaires. It's because they have an escape plan. They know that they can just take a rocket ship up to outer space while we're sitting here on a planet that's burning. They don't need to worry about the people who are dying in our Allegheny County jail because they know that they'll have the best lawyers and they'll have the judges that are bought and paid for. They will never see themselves on the floor in that jail. They know that they don't have to worry about us not having enough money to fund public schools so that kids aren't studying history off of decade-old textbooks, because they're not sending their kids to our public schools. They're sending them to the schools that cost tens of thousands of dollars a year because they know that they will always be okay. They're not worried about the cuts to Medicare and Medicaid that we're talking about today because it's not something they will ever have to rely on. And yet somehow the billionaires are out here having us all convinced that they want what's in our best interest, that we should trust them when they pour millions of dollars into super PACs to elect our candidates. They don't care that we suffer while they continue to be in the exact same position that they've been in before. They don't care that Allegheny County alone is set to lose nearly $100 million if this budget bill passes. They don't care about that because they don't care about all of the taxpayer-funded services that you and I rely upon. And let's please stop pretending like it's just one of the two major parties who is bought and paid for by the billionaires. Let's be real serious about it when we talk about it. Because I haven't seen either of my two esteemed senators who were supposed to be down in Washington, D.C. fighting for me. I haven't seen them in my community asking how we are struggling to get by while they don't even care to show up for votes. Our candidates on both sides of the aisle are taking money from billionaires and convincing you somehow that they are still going to show up every day and fight for you.
Shame.
The billionaires are out there convincing you that if you just work a little harder and buy one less mocha latte from Starbucks, that you too could be a billionaire like them someday, when in reality, every single one of us is so much closer to living in a tent under the bridge than we ever are to being a billionaire and not having to worry about the things that we're talking about today.
Yeah.
Let's stop letting them control the messaging because, as Ashley said, there are so many more of us than there are of them. But when they have bought and paid for the media outlets, when they have bought and paid for the candidates that are supposed to be representing us in office, been able to buy their way through every single minor struggle they have ever encountered